Consistency, that one simple secret to your success. Hi everyone, this is Mazen. Welcome to the Maximal Life. Today I'm going to tell you about John. John woke up one day brimming with motivation and enthusiasm to start working out. He promptly signed up for a year-long gym membership, ordered some hip workout wear, and bought cool new shoes. He was all gung-ho about transforming his health, his looks, and his life. So, armed with all this motivation, he woke up early the next morning, got dressed, and headed out to the gym. He even managed to catch the best parking spot right next to the gate. John started out with a bang, an intense workout with a 3-mile jog, followed by some stretches and heavyweight lifting session. He felt like the man. John did this for an entire week, every day. Diligently, he was the man on a mission. And then, one evening, his knees started to hurt. His lower back developed a dull pain. The injuries started to interfere with his daily work, comfort, and sleep. A friend told him to take it easy, that he was overworking his joints, that he needs to go a little slower. This blew out his fire of enthusiasm completely. He stopped working out, refused to even go for an after-dinner walk. It's all or nothing, he would say. Either I'm all in, or I'm out. How many of us know a John in our life? How many of us have been this John at some point before we knew better? If you haven't already guessed what I'm leading up to, let me give you a hint. Remember the parable we all heard as children? The story about the tortoise or the hare? The old adage that slow and steady wins the race? That fable is all about the truth behind the long-term power of consistency over the short-term boost of intensity. We are what we do consistently, not what we do occasionally. Excellence is a habit, a way of life, not an act. Doing something positive consistently over time makes you a better version of yourself. Some will say immersing oneself in something to the exclusion of all else is how we get successful. No, I don't think so. So goes the marketed version of the genius, who is so obsessed with his field of study and does not know when it's day or night, doesn't eat, sleep, or play with his kids. No, I would disagree with this commodification of humanity, with this definition of success. Reality is very different. In reality, it is the consistent effort we make vis-a-vis bursts of intense activity that generates the most success. Let me tell you about this one eye-opening study. Researchers found a strong correlation between intensity of work and various problem behaviors, job satisfaction, time use, and even drug use. The study found that excessive work intensity seemed to reduce likelihood of having enough leisure time, getting sufficient sleep, eating breakfast, exercising, and so on. When intense bouts of work have negative impacts on so many areas of our life, we all need to set up and take notice. Don't you think? Multitasking is somewhat glorified in our culture. We all want to be the boss who simultaneously attends to various tasks, solves problems, and dreams up all those bright ideas. Or even the powerhouse parent who has all those balls up in the air and the home front holding it all together seamlessly. In fact, one Stanford study shows how multitasking really isn't at all it's cracked up to be. Media multitaskers were seen to pay high mental price for trying to do too much at the same time. In the study, high multitaskers couldn't concentrate on the important stuff and tune out irrelevancies. On the other hand, low multitaskers paid better attention to what was relevant and tuned out distractions more efficiently. The fact is that the brain is unable to process more than one string of information at a time. What we see as multitasking is often a series of distractions. The mind flitting from one to another subject without fully attending to any of those. Long-term consistency beats short-term intensity. Guess who said this? It was Bruce Lee, the guy we associate with bursts of high-powered outputs and intense energy performances. Another man I admire for the way he has reinvented himself and crafted his own unique success has similar views to share. Dwayne Johnson believes that success isn't always about greatness, that it is in fact about consistency. And I like how he said it. Consistent hard work gains success. Greatness will come. You see, it is simple. We become what we do consistently because consistent action equals consistent results. Every new activity fires up neural connections in our brains. And every time we repeat the action, these connections get stronger. I identify with what Tony Robbins once said. It is not what we do once in a while that shapes our lives. It is what we do consistently. And that is what our friend John should have done. And instead of going all out and burning out and injuring himself in a week, he should have started slow, set a realistic rhythm for himself, something that he could sustain over the long term, built on his strength slowly but steadily. That would have ensured regularity and consistency, which in turn would have ensured the desired outcome. In our rush to achieve our goals, we forget that getting to success is a marathon, not a sprint. We need to pace ourselves to do what needs to be done every day, not just once in a while. This ensures that we not only reach our goals, but that we reach them in a state where we can enjoy the fruit of our labor. My friend, there is no fun reaching the finish line if we have to drag ourselves across it, crawling on our knees. It is fun when we can stride across it confidently, with our heads held high and our bubbling spirit to celebrate our victories. Consistency is more effective than intensity. Committing to consistency isn't rocket science. Look at all the successful brands that surround us. What is the one quality that sets them apart from other transient and trend-of-the-moment names? It is consistency. When you go into Starbucks, you know you'll get the exact customized caffeinated or decaf beverage you want. That is your consistent expectation, and that is what the brand delivers. When business tycoon Richard Branson launches a new product or forays into a new industry, everyone takes notice because we know that he will deliver the same aesthetically pleasing, consumer-centric, quality experience it has been known to offer consistently. It is his personal consistency that has created not just brand loyalty, but almost an aura around a brand that seems to succeed no matter what. So, starting today, develop a strong devotion to motion. How can you incorporate this consistency and frequency into your life? Firstly, dislodge the notion that intensity of action is desirable, or that it'll get you the desired results. Your vigor and vitality are better utilized consistently and frequently. During a typical workday, most of us are seated, almost motionless, for hours, still and unblinking. We then may take out an hour at the end of the day to work out. That workout is hugely valuable, don't get me wrong. But the rest of your day does not have to be sedentary. That is the point I'm trying to make here. Develop what I call a devotion to motion. Make a habit of moving around constantly throughout the day. The body is designed for motion. I like to refer to the lifestyles of our ancestors to demonstrate what the human body is capable of, what it was built to do. Our caveman ancestors, hunter-gatherers, would spend most of their waking hours standing up and moving around, say about 3,000 minutes a week, foraging, building, walking, running, creating tools, climbing, and hunting. Contrast this to perhaps about 300 minutes, which, let me remind you, is an optimistic estimate of the activity most modern humans engage in weekly. It is clear how we are not doing what our bodies were meant to be doing. We are a modern phenomenon called active but sedentary, or active couch potatoes. Active for an hour and then inactive for the other 23. Let's change that starting today. Develop a devotion to motion. Set a timer that beeps every 60 to 90 minutes. Make sure to move every time it goes off. If you've been sitting, stand up and take a few steps. Run up and down a few flights of stairs. Stretch a bit. Get your body moving for a few minutes before you settle back down at your desk to conquer your workday. I cannot stress enough on the importance of physical movement. It is extremely essential, and it's certainly not overrated. Make one change today. Just one. Decide to adopt one positive habit today. Something small but sustainable. Incorporate some motion into your day. It could be something like taking the stairs at work or never sitting while talking on the phone. Pick any small habit and remember to keep doing it. And when that one habit becomes second nature, incorporate another. Thank you all for joining me today. Remember, small improvements can have staggering results so long as you are consistent. Not only are the changes real, they are lasting as well. Do not do what John did. Do what John ought to have done. Remember, consistency is more effective than intensity. And consistency will get you closer to the maximal you, leading to your maximal life. If you like what you have seen and heard, please subscribe.